Comic Strip Conversations by Jessica Shimko. Comic strip conversations were developed by Carol Gray. They are drawings done by students that promote social skills and social understanding. Using stick figure drawings, symbols, and colors, students can draw and see different levels of communication that occur in a conversation. In collaboration with an adult, the student will draw a picture of a situation in which there's a negative experience. Symbols such as thought or speech bubbles represent spoken words, everyone talking at once, a person's thought, interruptions, and someone listening. Colors represent the emotions and feelings of those involved in the conversation. The comic strip can be created as the situation occurs. It can be used to reflect on a past challenging situation, or it can be used for expected behaviors on future anticipated situations. The comic strip can be created as one drawing, which illustrates an expectation, or the comic strip can be a series of drawings, which shows the series of a situation. Drawing is done through talking about the situation with an adult. The adult can be a teacher, a parent, or anybody. The adult can help the student draw if the student isn't able to themselves. The student can participate by drawing, writing, verbally describing the situation, acting out the situation, or describing where things belong in the setting. Adults can provide prompts when needed or help students identify their feelings and write down words involved in the conversation. The adult involved in the drawing should stress the target behavior as the behavior is drawn. These colors show the different emotions and feelings that are included, and they are symbols that are used for the thought bubble. Step-by-step drawing of the comic strip conversation. Comic strip conversations can be used for students with autism spectrum disorder, typically those who are higher functioning, and they help them understand their feelings and behaviors in challenging situations. This can also be used for students who have limited language abilities and ESL students, as they'll benefit from the visualizations because it'll help them communicate and understand social situations better. This can also be used for any students who have behavioral inhibition issues, because they'll be able to see how the behavior was negative and they'll reflect on how they should have behaved. Comic strip conversations can also be used as a conflict resolution strategy for students with and without exceptionalities. This can be used when negative behavior in certain situations arises. It can also be used if you want to teach appropriate expected behaviors in anticipated situations, or if you want to reflect on past situations. Individuals can use a comic strip template, a notebook, which will be good for looking at the past comic strips, or a piece of paper to draw the comic strip. One-on-one strategies can be used to target specific behaviors and situations. For example, if an individual with autism offended someone else and they don't understand how they offended them. Adults can also help students find appropriate solutions to challenging situations. A whole class strategy can be used to talk about general social interactions, behaviors, reduce inappropriate social and classroom behaviors, and can be used to model appropriate behaviors. This should not be implemented just once. There needs to be repeated exposure and rehearsal to reinforce and strengthen the understanding of social context. In a case study, an individual with high functioning autism benefited from comic strip conversations. They progressed in dealing with conflicts with peers and adults, and she began to respond more appropriately to classmates. She also became more willing to work through conflict and gain confidence in the ability to put feelings, thoughts, and ideas into words. Another ESL student used comic strip conversations, and it helped the student slow down and think of the words that were needed to communicate. And the student began to include other students when creating comic strip conversation, allowing other students to draw their point of view, along with improving communication skills. Comic strip conversations reduced classroom and playground incidents and the frequency of anger for the student as well. Case study and control group studies found that this intervention is successful in decreasing target behaviors and increasing social skills, behavioral skills, and conflict resolution skills. The intervention has been found useful in improving a target behavior or an individual's response in a challenging situation. A case study found that comic strip conversations promotes caring behaviors like holding a sibling's hand or sharing with a sibling, and it helps with the acquisition of social cognitive understanding. The intervention is also effective in giving individuals the skills needed to interpret social situations. In individuals with autism spectrum disorder, this intervention can reduce inappropriate social behaviors and can help individuals develop consideration for others' thoughts, feelings, and perspectives in challenging situations. This intervention is easy to use and implement. Materials can be found anywhere and it does not require any purchases. The strategy is easy to learn and can be implemented in a variety of settings. The effectiveness of this strategy is illustrated, and this is a great intervention to help individuals gain the skills needed for social interactions. And these are my references. That's the end.